Labor and Industrial Law by M.G. Law. Now we will cover Rights of Trade Union, page number 8. Rights of a registered trade union. So, what are the rights of a registered trade union? So, as a legal person, what are the rights? Registered trade union becomes legal person by name under which it is registered. Okay, under the name which it is registered, he becomes a legal person by that name. Okay, so under that name he has the right to have a common seal. Okay, right to have common seal in its own name. The registered trade union gets the right to contract in its own name. It gets the right to acquire, hold, or dispose property, movable or immovable. Okay, it has the right to sue in own name for infringement of right. If any of his rights are infringed, he can sue the other party in its own name, or the other party can sue him in its name. The registered trade union gets the right to spend general funds. There are two types of funds: general fund and political fund. So there are restrictions on use of general funds. They can be spent only for payment of salaries, allowance, expenses of the office bearers. Okay, and payment of expenses of administration, including the audit of the fund. They can be spent on legal proceedings, for prosecution or defense, or for protecting or securing its rights. The general funds can be spent on the conduct of trade disputes, or if there is loss due to trade dispute, then they will pay the compensation to the members for the loss. The general fund will be spent on the allowance to the members or their dependents on death of the member, or its sickness, accident, or unemployment of the members. Sorry. The general fund will be spent on assurance policy, their undertaking, liability and issue of the assurance policies for life, sickness, accident, or unemployment. It will spend on benefits like the educational benefits, social and religious benefits to the members and their dependents. It can be spent on the periodical like a magazine in which there are questions asked which affect the workman or employer. Or they can be spent only on any other object which the appropriate government may notify in its official gazette. Only for these purposes the general fund can be spent, not for any other purpose. Okay, if the trade union wants to do political or any other activity, they have to constitute a separate political fund. It is constituted separately by way of separate levy on members. Okay, for political or civil interests of members. The registered trade union has the right to change its name. There should be consent of two-third members of the total members. The name change is subject to rules of section 25. If two or more registered trade unions wants to become one, they want to amalgamate, then they should be voting of at least half of the total members, and at least 60% of the voting members should be in the favor of the amalgamation. Okay, in respect of industrial matters, the trade union has the right to represent and take action on behalf of workmen. How they represent? They represent the workmen before employer in works committee, before conciliation, mediation, arbitration, before the courts, before tribunals, before labor department. They negotiate on behalf of workmen and settle dispute with the employers. They sign the settlement and execute the settlement on behalf of workmen. They hold meetings, conferences, post notices, inspect workplace where the members are employed. They accept the service of notice or summons. They do other formalities also, like attestation of agreements. They have the right to obtain legal aid. They have the right to collect fee on employers' premises. The most important right, the right to stage demonstrations and strikes. Okay, this is the most important right. It is a common law right. It is not a fundamental or absolute right. So these were the rights of a registered trade union. So as a legal person, the right to spend general funds, constitute separate political fund, the right to change its name, the right to amalgamate, the right in respect of industrial matters. So these were the rights of a registered trade union. Okay, if you are interested in the PDF, you can get it from the description box or the comment box. Next topic will be liabilities and duties of registered trade union, which we will cover in next video.